महिमनी कटे प्रथम रवि किरण शुभांगले नित्य राम सौम्य शुभ है यात्रीवर तव शुभ आगमने स्वागत स्वागत है।
कह रहा है तुझसे यूं रिश्ता जोड़ लूं, तेरी धड़कनों को छू लूं, तेरा जिस्म ओढ़ लूं।
Well, don't get any second thoughts about the situation here. But what happened was I met a friend from Mirik, and he's got a bike, and I met him and he was riding the bike, and I really felt like riding a bike. So I told him, why don't you get in my car and I'm gonna take your bike and I'm gonna go to Mirik. So what happened on my way, I found her and she was in a hurry and she wanted to go to Mirik. So I said, why don't you join me in my ride too? So we were riding, you saw that, and now she's going. She lives nearby. But this place and the road and the tea garden was all amazing. So ride was awesome. The scenic views of the tea gardens, pine trees and the well-maintained roads makes the drive from Darjeeling to Mirik a most pleasant experience. This is the beautiful sleepy lake town of Mirik. It's just 1.5 hour drive from Siliguri and it's the closest hill station from there. Mirik is nestled amidst beautiful pine trees, tea gardens and the lake, but of course. So I will be taking you to those pine-dotted tree trails and the slopey, meandering tea estates and the beautiful, lush green lake. But of course, this is Mirik, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful, isn't it? Tourism is a basic source of revenue at Mirik. Most households are dependent on the flow of tourists here. During the tourist season, the place is packed with tourists from all over India. The small town of Mirik offers good variety of accommodations for the tourists. The Sarmah Lake is the basic attraction of the place. It's surrounded by a garden on one side and pine trees on the other. The lake is linked together by an arching footbridge called Indrani Pool, meaning Rainbow Bridge. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hey, good afternoon.
Now, these must be your students.
Yes, they are.
Well, I was just passing by the lake and I couldn't really stop myself and ask, what are these students doing over here?
Alright, these are my students from Woodlands Academy, and so actually part of their academic year, which started on the 1st of March, but I began my session with a 3 days orientation program where it gives them a practical head start to the academic year before they head to the concrete building throughout the year. So I think it's a good head start for them to have some physical activities, some observations around nature. So basically they have read a poem, I've explained the poem to them, then it's really about awakening their 5 senses, about observations, about what they see, what they can hear, what they can smell, and record their observations, and it's a bit about how they can imagine, they close their eyes, they can feel the perceptions and record the observations, and later when we go back to school, we will have an event and I'm going to put up the display.
Okay, so basically what I can understand is that you're taking these kids out and you're giving them the experience of the wilderness and the experience of being in and around their natural property over here.
Yes.
So awakening the 5 senses, you said, that's amazing. All the best with your venture. I'm sure these kids are really going to benefit a lot from it. The name Mirik comes from the Lepcha word Miryok, meaning place burnt by fire. Boating on the lake is a must. I had the most pleasant time loafing around the green waters with a beautiful company by my side. A 3.5 kilometer long road encircles the lake, used for a pleasant stroll around the lake. But the paddling of the boat does take a little bit of your calories. Okay, good. Chal. Good. I feel like a cowboy. While at Mirik, don't miss the boating and do not miss the horse ride. Woohoo! The township of Mirik has a small population, but in this small and busy town, you will find plenty of space for a tranquil time. Don't get mistaken by the European ambience, for this may not be Switzerland, but these are Swiss cottages. It's located just near the town, so even if you're staying in the town, don't miss this opportunity of being here and getting the feel of Switzerland amidst these beautiful wooden cottages. These Swiss cottages are run by the government, and since it's located on the hilltop, the view you get from these cottages are amazing. Moments spent in this beautiful little Switzerland are moments absolutely cherishable. Mirik served as a tea trade center with the marketplace for traders and locals to buy and sell tea and other goods. The tea produced in Mirik constitutes a major portion of Darjeeling tea production. The slopy, meandering foothills covered by tea is one of the most pleasant views you will get in Mirik. The beautiful drive, beautiful people of beautiful Mirik will always live as a sweet memory that I would love to treasure forever. Mirik being the closest hill station from Siliguri, besides being so scenic, it is also a very convenient tourist destination. This is Pashupati checkpoint, the Indo-Nepal border, and this serves as a tourist destination, And most importantly, it serves as a trade center as well. So local people, they can trade in, but you need like regular passes and formalities. But you can always come here to buy goods and do a little bit of shopping here and there. A little hamlet in a little town, a beautiful one.
बाकी थोड़ी सी है जिंदगी।
श्रोताले अहिले सुन्नुभयो सोनू निगमको स्वरमा गीत। यो प्रसारण हो आकाशवाणी खरसाङको।
Listening to the beautiful number by Sonu Nigam, we decided to pay a visit to the old and gold destination in Kurseong, the famous Kurseong All India Radio. Indian cinema celebrities like Dilip Kumar and other dignitaries, including the First Lady Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, have visited the station. I'm standing beside the beautiful town of Kurseong. Kurseong is located at around 5,000 feet and was once known as the land of white orchids. It's just an hour's drive from Darjeeling and around 47 some kilometers from Siliguri. Now this place has a pleasant weather throughout the year, no harsh summers, no harsh winters, and the British used to use this place as their health camps. Kurseong, once a rest and medical town during British Raj, today has developed as a tourist destination. Education and tourism are the two major sources of revenue here. Like Darjeeling, the public schools architecture here speaks of the once British influence in the area. The British-era educational institutions such as these still provide quality education in the country. My journey took me to Gidda Pahar in search of the recent history of Kurseong. And I have found out that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose had spent some quality time here during the freedom struggle. I'm no longer in prison now. I have been interned. I wonder if you know what that means. These are the lines from one of the letters Netaji wrote to his dear wife during his house arrest. This museum is at Gidda Pahar near Kurseong, which is dedicated to one of the most dynamic leader and freedom fighter of our country, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. This museum was originally a residence that belonged to a Britisher named Rowley Luscellus Ward, which was then later purchased by Netaji's brother, Sharat Chandra Bose. Now he was under house arrest in 1936 for 7 months in this very place, and it's said during this tenure he wrote almost 26 letters, out of which 11 were to his dear wife, Emily Schenkel. During his stay at Gidda Pahar, it is said that he sought guidance from the Himalayas for higher spiritual realization in his struggle for freedom of India. The museum gives you the glimpse of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's life as a leader, freedom fighter, a brother, a lover, and a family man. Nature has offered Kurseong with affluent and abundant natural beauty. Every sight seems like the perfect frame to capture. Every turn on the road feels like a destination. And there are few surprises on the way too. I am figuratively and literally in front of a chimney. Figuratively because you can see this is a chimney, and literally because the name of this village is actually Chimney. It's just like a half an hour drive from Kurseong. And there's another thing that is so special about this place is they've got an organic farming training facility which is actually run by a society for the villagers. It's a beautiful, happy and a small chimney-like village. I couldn't stop myself but be amused by the thought that I was actually in Chimney, and yet it was an absolute delight. This organic vegetable production and training facility has helped locals to understand the value and the benefits of agriculture in Chimney. Cauliflower. The quest for the known and unknown has offered me a chance to look for the ways to please my soul. And as the sun sets on the straits of Kurseong, I realized that my soul thanked me silently.
शुभ्रहिमाच्छादित शिखरे कञ्चनमय नगरे चिया बगैँचा हरियाली महिमा सुन्दरता महिमा निकटे प्रथम रवि किरण शुभागमने नित्यराम सौम्य शुभ है यात्रीवर तव शुभ आगमने।